Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Slab for December 12th, 2022. I'm Nate, and I'm here with your Sports Card Rundown. If you like this video, please click the like and the subscribe button. It helps us get this video out to more card collectors like yourselves. All right, first up today, we're starting with the trender, and the trender is Zion Williamson, and there has been no one hotter in the NBA in the last two games. There's also been no one that's caused more controversy than Zion in the last two games. And it started on Friday night in a game against the Suns in which they'd already won. They had enough points to guarantee themselves a victory when Zion went up and did a windmill dunk, 360 windmill dunk to end the game. And of course, the Suns, led by Chris Paul, and those guys were not happy. Whatever. I love Zion, so I'll take a windmill dunk all day long. If it was against the Bucks, maybe I wouldn't be thrilled, but it's against the Suns, so who cares? Who cares? I love Zion, right? And most people love Zion, and what Zion said after the game is interesting because nowadays in the modern NBA, there isn't really any rivalries. It started with the banana boat with Chris Paul and LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, and it's extended to guys practicing together in the offseason, training camps together, amateur league runs together. There's not a ton of animosity in the NBA anymore. It's not like the 70s. It's not like the 80s. It's not like the 90s where guys literally hated each other. That doesn't happen. It's not in college where you got Kansas and Mizzou playing each other and those two fan bases cannot stand each other at all. It's the modern NBA where guys are very chummy together. They are friends, and Zion went up, did his dunk, and caused an entire team to have animosity towards him, and it's caused a new rivalry, and he said after the game that he didn't like that they sent his teammates home at the end of the season, so it was personal for him. The dunk was personal, playing against the Suns was personal, and you can tell because he put up 35 points, 7 rebounds and 4 assists on Friday night. And then on Sunday night against the Suns again, another win in overtime this time. And he puts up another 35 points, but this time 8 rebounds and 3 assists. In 2 games against the Suns, he had 2 wins, 70 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. And it was personal for him. A new rivalry has been born. The Pelicans are the best record in the Western Conference, and Zion's cards are on the move. You can see his 2019 Donruss Net Marbles PSA 9 here. It's up 87% in the last month. We're talking about one of the biggest names, not a huge card, moving up 87% in the month when you can see all those other cards that have been dropping of big names, and especially when we're considering how close we are to Christmas and how much other money people are spending on other things, the fact that a net Marvel's Donruss of Zion is moving this much, incredible that he is going back to a bygone era of rivalries here. I love it. I hope you guys love it. Zion can do as many windmill dunks as he wants at the end of the game, and I will eat it up as long as it's not against my Bucks. All right, next up is Who's Hot, and you can see here I'm on Card Ladder, and I have looked up Purdy Auto for Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, of course, just a 7th-round pick, just played the most famous 7th-round pick of all time in Tom Brady when his 49ers took on the Buccaneers on Sunday, and he destroyed the Buccaneers 35-7. He looked really good, and in fact, he even got sat in the 4th quarter so that he'd be healthy for the next game. This is a 3rd-string quarterback that is getting sat down for the quarterback behind him when he was going to be the guy that was, if Jimmy Garoppolo was playing this game and winning, he would have been the guy coming into the game to relieve Jimmy Garoppolo. It's absurd. You would never have guessed that in September, and yet here we are. Brock Purdy getting rested in the 4th quarter of a blowout against the Buccaneers. Insane. And yet it's happening. We talked about Purdy last week, so we don't need to rehash that. I will say that he went 16 for 21, a really good game there, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 134 passer rating, along with adding a rushing touchdown. So 3 total touchdowns and a 134 passer rating. An amazing game from him. Even more amazing is the card movement here. So you are looking at, I looked up Purdy Auto, and you can see here, December 11th. This one, a gold draft picks auto for $1,200. That's insane. If you would have pulled this from a Prism draft or a select draft picks, you would have thought you maybe had like $50, maybe $100. It sold for $1,200. And you keep going through Prism Blackout of $199, $300. You scroll through this. Panini Black best offer, $1,300. Immaculate Collegiate out of 15, $500. You scroll through. I counted 57 autos on December 11th, and we are only halfway through as of this recording of December 11th. That number will go up from there, and by the time you're hearing this, that number might be in the hundreds, for Pete's sake. That's how insane Brock Purdy's market is right now. 57 autos since he played is insane. The prices here are insane. 2022 Select Hollow Rookie Auto, $401 on auction. Brock Purdy is the man in San Francisco, at least for the time being. We said last week he's at least interesting because there's nobody behind him to take his spot, so he has the job for the rest of the year unless Jimmy Garoppolo comes back healthy. And so far, one test in, so good. Brock Purdy has been amazing, and it's been fun to watch, and these card prices are insane. We're also running a second Who's Hot, and the second Who's Hot is the Detroit Lions. So they played the Vikings, and they won 34-23. This was one of their bigger tests of the late season. They played the Bills the other week. That was a big test. They only lost by 3. And so the Vikings, tops of the division, a big test for the Lions. And what did they do? They won 34-23. They are now 6-7 on the year. They've won 5 of their last 6, with the only loss being that what we mentioned before, the Bills lost by 3, 28-25. And in fact, they've been so good that I know they've lost 7 games, but 5 of their 7 losses have been by 4 points or less. And that includes games against the Vikings earlier in the season, the Bills, the Eagles, really good teams like that and the Dolphins that they've barely lost to. The Lions look like they're the real deal. It's nice to see them starting to win. As a Packer fan, I don't like the Bears. I don't like the Vikings, but the Lions always have a soft spot in my heart. So it's nice to see them win. We really enjoy watching that. And I've really enjoyed watching Jamal Williams, the former Packers running back that has had a huge part in the Lions' success this year. He is over 800 yards on the season rushing, which is a career high for him. He also leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns with 14. Think about that. Of all the amazing running backs in the NFL, it's Jamal Williams that leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns. And I looked up Jamal Williams' National Treasures because there is an interesting one. It sold a little bit ago, November 25th, but this card is awesome. 2017 National Treasures Jamal Williams laundry tag booklet out of 5. Only $100 card. If the Lions manage to make it to the playoffs and maybe he gets 1,000 yards and maybe 16, 17 touchdowns, I bet this sells for much more than 100 the next time it sells. So congratulations to the Lions. What a great team win. What a great team. Very fun to watch. And they're our second Who's Hot of the day. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching today's Daily Slab. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow on Tuesday for the next Daily Slab. See you, everyone.